Hey, good afternoon, Instagram and YouTube. This is actually gonna be a video that's a little bit longer. I will be following up on some of the macro trends that I discussed before. For anyone that's following, I discussed interest rates and monetary policy a while back, and funny, people always focus on the interest rates, but there were so many things in that topic that people paid absolutely no attention to. And if you look closely to what the things that I was saying, the tech hand, help your neighbor, these are ways, to wealth distribution using technology, without straight up taking money from someone. But I wanted to talk about an environment, and there's a ton of data, so I'll be reading a lot, and I'll post links to Google Docs with data, all from the census.gov. I cleaned it up. So I'm going to talk about 1984 because we had an average interest rate there of 10.2%. The economy was thriving. Jobs were accelerating, and production near record highs at the time, and new auto sales were record highs since 1979. So that was a good year. And I wanted to point out some of the differences between then and now, and if we want to get to higher interest rates down the line, we need to fix some of these things. I have no idea what you've been doing for the past 40 years. I don't know. But anyways, so in 1984, like a measure I looked at, median income to median home value was 357%, and now it's 499. So it used to cost like your salary times 3.5 and you could afford a house. Now it's times 5 so you could afford a house. But even now, it kind of gets worse. So now for whites, it's 473%. Asians, 450. They're doing better than the whites. Probably high tech jobs and stuff. Assumption. Black people, 735%. And I shouldn't be laughing, but it's it's insane. Hispanics, 609%. So if you're black, then you need to it takes 7.3 times your salary to purchase a house, and if you're Hispanic, 6 times your salary, versus a white or an Asian, 4.5. Um, and black, and again, the numbers are sad. I'll go wherever the numbers take me, and this is like I was looking at the indicators back then and now, and this is where the numbers took me because that's where the data that was available. Black to white income, whites make 63.3% more. Hispanics to white, 35.4. I mean, blacks have it the worst, black people. And I understand these things take time to change, a generation or two, but we should probably start working on it. Education, if you don't bring that part of society up, then you're going to have a lot of trouble down the future. And if you don't see that, you should not be involved in economics and promoting the welfare of others. So another point, I looked at quintiles, the first, second, and third. So that's 0 to 60% of Americans, okay? 0 to 60% of Americans, they used to make 32.4 of the economy. Now it's 26.8. So they lost 60% of Americans lost 1.17 trillion from 1984 until now. That's Mexico, people. People lost Mexico, these people. They lost Mexico's, GDP. Or two Swedens or three UAEs, insane. Now, if we go to 0 to 80%, taking the 4 quintiles, so we're not looking at the high 20%, that they lost 1.5 trillion, which is like losing Spain, South Korea, or losing Russia. That's the income that the 80% of Americans have lost since then. So if you don't fix these, and it takes time, we got here with time, but we have tech, we could fix this over a generation. Like maybe my kids, when they're in their 50s, this could be solved. We could accelerate it if we focused on it and targeted it. Anyways, I want to cover more things. I'll be posting this data. There's this thing, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing these things right. I'm learning about them, reading about them. There is the Gini index, and we're doing terrible. It's I so the higher it is, the worse the income inequality is. So we are at 0.46, and that's what the Census Gov data said. Another one said 0.42. What's a few points? We're already screwed. Um, there's also the Thiel index. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right, but whatever. The point I'm trying to get a point across. It's 0.41, and the difference between the Thiel and the Gini is the Thiel actually focuses on different, not just inequality, but different segments. So we'll look at like race, gender, zip codes, that sort of stuff. I guess different groups. So we're doing so bad on the Thiel as well. We're 57 point I'm sorry, we're 0.41, and the difference on the Thiel between 1985 and 2020, and I'll be posting the data, a link to it, to Google Docs. It increased by 57.09%. Like, not only did inequality get worse, but it got even worse across these groups. And here is the sad part, right? And I'm not comparing us to Sweden or Switzerland, the kids with the straight A's or whatever with smaller populations, and I'm not comparing us to third world countries. UK, France, and Germany, they have this Gini index. It's better than us. It's better than us. In some cases, 30% better than us. And in the UK's case, it's like 22 or 20 something percent better than us. How are these countries better than us when they work less than us? And I think this is 17 data. The data is not that, it's not there, in your face. For the hours, the hours data is 17. In the United States, on average yearly, we work 1,757 hours. UK 1,670. France 1,514. Germany 1,353 hours. So Germany is working like 20 to 30% less than us, and their Gini index is doing insanely well. Like, what the hell? Yo, go sit with them. Find out what they're doing over there. Why is the inequality better in these advanced first world countries, just like us, technologically advanced and everything, and they work less than us? Talk to them. What policies do they have? It's not my job, but some people, this is your damn job. So, two things I wanted to say. Here is the sad part, and I compared this to I was looking at 84 and 85 years. We can't get to higher interest rates when all these things got worse. We need to fix these things. We could use tech to accelerate it. We need some programs and stuff to fix it. Every time someone comes up like, yo, I'm super capitalist, laissez-faire, but the numbers are messed up. This needs to be audited. Things should be getting better. What are the people in office doing for the past 40 years? Like, when I put on the news, some people are joking, yeah, you should run for president, yeah, and I'll put you labor secretary. No. No. These people have never even heard of these measures, and we just make it worse by putting someone. So, I like Helen a lot. She actually knows all this stuff, but sometimes the person there doesn't know, or the education secretary, or the labor secretary, or the labor, whatever. They don't know. Do you remember the last labor one we had, and they changed them, or I don't know if they changed her, whatever her name was, It was just a shit show. It can't stay a shit show. Excuse my language, but there is no other way for me to describe it. For the past 40 years, you're arguing about the dumbest stuff in office, man. Look at this. This is insane. Like, yo, the numbers are sad numbers. learn a little bit from the other countries, our allies who are doing a good job on this, and fix this. Like, yo, there is no reason the black community has it the worst. Why? Why America? Anyways, I'll end it. Leave it at 10 minutes, but that's it.